Hello there. Welcome back. It has been a while since I was last on this server. I've been away for like a week, maybe a little bit more. I haven't done very much at all, except for what I'm standing on. This I did build on a stream about a week ago, I think, maybe a little over than that. But yeah, it's not very well terraformed. It has things that need to be worked on. It's a nice platform up here to work with though, and it is exactly F3 and G. It is exactly a 2x2 chunk area, and something is going to be going right on top of it. And I might eventually get around to terraforming it. We will see. But also on stream, I got all the necessary components. This chest doesn't have anything in it. All the necessary components for the build, which hopefully will go very well. This took so much iron, and I have to say I did not end up collecting all of it. Someone very kindly, I think it was Rob, came over and gifted me some iron out of the kindness of their heart, and I appreciate it. And I still have plenty more to spare, but he just came by because I was asking if anyone had any iron to sell, and just gave me a few stacks and then left. So we'll see about that, but I have this ready to go. I believe, let me just double check. I believe everything is done. Yep, everything is checked off. I am ready, and this is misnamed. It's called Lava Powerhouse. I'm calling it the Blazing Powerhouse. We will see how this goes. I'm very excited for it. Also, the pack has been updated since the last time I was on. It's been updated a couple times, but it was never updated on the server. So we are now on, I think, 5.0.14a, I believe, is what we're currently sitting on. But yeah, it's updated a couple updates over since my last time on. So hopefully this still works and it's not going to cause any problems, but let's go. There we go. Oh god, I did not check the positioning of this, so I really hope this is positioned properly, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare to tear down. We'll see how this goes. If it lines up on the sides properly, then we'll know. But yeah, no, this is perfect. This is perfect. I absolutely love the schematic cannon. It is so beneficial. I cannot wait for this thing to be birthed into existence. I missed a bit. I need to extend the back a little. Oh well, it'll be fine. The rest of it fits. I know that much. But yeah, this is going to be pretty exciting. I built this in creative, of course, and have since brought it over into survival, or I'm now bringing it over into survival via all the resources I gathered. And like I said, this is going to be called my Blazing Powerhouse. And it's going to be the thing that I think I've talked about a couple times at this point, where it's going to produce all of the stress units I could ever want, and then some. It's going to be pretty nuts, and I'm excited. Also, you can kind of see something off in the distance there. I have actually seen that, but I did not build that. I want to say it was Munst. I don't remember who built it, but they didn't realize how close he built it to my base. But I have full permission to use it at any point. Look at that thing. Look at that. That is a mob farm, if I've ever seen one. It very much reminds me of Tango's mob farm, if I remember right, from his Create series, where there's the windmill that gets the power, and it should have basically just large arms that spin around on the inside, and as mobs spawn in, ooh, little lag, as mobs spawn in, it will push them off the ledge. I don't know why there's a piece of glass there. It'll push them off the ledge and into this like funnel area in here, where there are deployers with what appear to be enchanted swords. I don't know how the durability's keeping up, but apparently it is. That then kill the mobs. Look at all the arrows right there. Is that supposed to be there? What is... A few more just popped into existence. I'm a little confused about that. Also, I hear the mobs, but I don't see them falling in. What's up with this? Also, I want this to be tinted glass. I might make that request, not that it really matters. Is there glass? And here we go. Here's some tinted glass. So, is it just not spinning right now? Is this it? Mechanical bearing? There's a redstone link involved. I wonder if it's up here, because this looks like an AFK spot. So, ahaha, look at that. So then if I flick, oh, with a glass, oh, That's nice. So if I flick this, there it goes. You see the arms down there? It might be a little hard to see. Get as close as I can. Yeah, you see the arm spinning in there? Yes. Oh, that's cool. I need to go down. I need to go down and check this out. I know this is not my build. I'm sorry, but... Look at them all. Oh my god. Look at them all down here. Oh, it's even getting the Wilden Defenders? Oh my god, it's getting all these Wilden creatures. That one's not firing. Why is that one not firing? Something's broken. They're all just standing in line. And then that one's just not getting hit. Something's not correct. I might need to report a bug. You know me. Let me see if I can. It's super dark. Oh god, it's super dark. Here, let me get a torch. I'll remove this in a minute. There we go. Look at that. I might there. Get a little screenshot for him. Alrighty. Let me go turn this off, and I'll head back over there and see how the powerhouse is going. There we go. Check this out. Check this out. This is really exciting. So at this point, you can probably gauge at least a little bit what my intentions are here. So, oh cool, and it even kept the encased bit. This might need to get changed. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But yeah, the floor has the cauldrons embedded in, and it should be getting done on this section pretty soon. Oh, I'm really happy with this. I'm not a builder. I've said this so many times. I am not a builder by any stretch of the imagination. So whenever I actually make anything, I get kind of proud of it. So take it with a grain of salt. It might not be the prettiest thing at the end in the world at the end of the day, but I will still be very happy whenever this thing is built. Now, where have I been? I have been currently addicted to Vault Hunters. I finally gave it another chance. For those of you who don't know, I had an old world that I thought got corrupted because I was flying around on an Elytra in the end, and as soon as I loaded a new chunk, after having a bunch of lag issues with chunk loading and all that, my game crashed. And I was very concerned with how it crashed. It was a big thing. So I just assumed that world was dead, and I'd never been able to run a vault in there. I tried running some vaults, and I died every time. And I decided to give it another chance, and I'm hooked. I'm absolutely hooked. I'm level 16, and I've been having so much fun with it. So I've to the point where I've been considering making a server. I don't know, but I'm trying to not abandon this because I have a bad habit of getting distracted and switching to something new, and I want to keep this going. So I'm going to try to do my best and keep this going. Oh, is it the last of the cauldrons? It's the last of the cauldrons. Oh boy. But yeah, I've been super hooked on Vault Hunters at the moment. I don't think I'm gonna make a series out of it anytime soon, but maybe in the future I'll try it. But yes, I've been having lots of fun, and now I have no idea what to do here. I'm gonna be building this, and then once this is built, I don't know what to do with it. I don't even know what to do with the factory that I started down in the basement. I have made, aside from this bit, no progress since the last time you saw me, and I feel kind of bad. But I'm going to try to get some work done between right now and the next time you see me. I just wanted to come back with at least a little bit of an update before we progress. And at this point, I think what I will do is I will just come back whenever this building is done and fully constructed and maybe operational, at least when the building itself is done, because there's some inner workings and stuff that I need to figure out. But we'll get to there when we get there. So I will see you all in a little bit, or maybe a while. I don't know. I'm rambling too much. It's already been almost 10 minutes, but it is done. Look at this. I know it's a little flat in some areas. It's not the best build on the planet, but you know what? I'm kind of happy with it. It has a nice little facade on the top. It looks a little bigger than it needs to, but it gets the job done, and I feel good about it, so I'm happy with it, all right? But it's also functional, and that's the big thing. And what's really cool, the schematic cannon actually remembered the state of the blaze burner, so I didn't have to make the straws, but it is important that all of these blazes have their straws with their little soda hats and everything. It's great. But there's a couple things that I still need to add in. I have to slap some things onto these, because these are all going to be steam engines. They're going to be running all the time. There's a couple things I still need to add in over here, which is mostly just lava. I need 4 buckets of lava technically, and this thing will get completely up and running. But I love the girders that I put in here kind of as like a structural support, because originally I had these just floating and I thought that doesn't really look good. So I threw in some girders so that they have a little bit of structural support, and I really like it. I think it really helps hold the place together, you know? Haha. But yeah, so this is my Blazing Powerhouse, or will be whenever everything's up and running. So all of these, the 8 things here, this is all going to be for steam power. So there's going to be these lines in here for lava, which will be coming in through this, which is not completely hooked up yet. I still need to get that figured out. There's no basement yet. There's going to be an underground portion that I'll work out pretty soon. Basically, this right here is going to be the infinite lava thing. You know, that thing I've been talking about building since literally episode 1 and then never got around to doing. That's what this is. So once I have 1 bucket of lava in here, then we're gonna be good, right? What is gonna happen? And let me break the floor a little bit so I can show you. Whoop, right. I also left this area hollow so that I can work with it. So underneath every single cauldron, there is going to be a copper pipe. Every single one. And then at the end, there's going to be a pump that will pull from every single cauldron here. That means that anytime lava ends up in a cauldron, it'll get slurped out and sent into here. This is currently backwards. It'll get figured out. It'll get sent into here. That will then get pumped up into here, into this hose pulley, which will then put down another lava source, which will then encourage more lava generation into the cauldrons, which then makes it faster to get more lava, and then it's just exponential growth until every single cauldron is filled, or rather, every single space up here is filled, and then the cauldrons from there, instead of filling this space, will just fill the fluid tank. And there are 4 of these sections for 2 of the fluid tanks for lava. And then all of that lava is going to be pumped from there into these 4 steam, well, what will be steam boilers for all these guys to consume. So 2 for 4. I've did this in creative mode, and it worked out there, so I'm really hoping that it works out whenever I get it over into survival. We'll see. But yeah, all of that is hopefully going to go super smooth, and I won't have to cry and be sad whenever things don't work. But yes, everything should be perfectly fine. I'm pretty excited about it. I just have to get everything worked out, get all the pipes in place, and we'll be good to go. Actually, I even have some pipes on me. I forgot. Nice. But yeah, it'll literally just do this. And oh good, that weird visual bug is finally fixed. There was a weird bug with Create for a while where if you were placing pipes like this, then the middle piece would just get erased for some reason. It was very strange. But hopefully if I do that, nope, that doesn't work. All right, so I'm gonna have to remove this and then remove that so that I can do that. And I don't have a brass casing on me, or a copper casing on me, do I? No. Okay, well, I'll go get a copper casing. I'll get all this worked out and figured out, and it'll be a good time. And then I will come back whenever this is actually up and running, and I will give you an example of how this thing works. All right. So at this point, it is almost ready. It is, as far as lava power, it is ready. As far as water, it's not. I still need to figure out a nice design for the water. But for right now, this is ready to get going. Actually, let's do this as a proof of concept, right? So we'll pretend lava's gonna drip here. It should. It's sucked out, right? Yep, there it goes. You can see the lava flowing in there. We can now see the lava flowing up there. Let me get up top. It should then flow into this hose pulley. Didn't really get a whole lot, did it? What's going on with this? It only got 70. And it shows 2 in there. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what it is? Most of it went here. That's the problem. That actually makes a lot of sense, and I didn't think about that being an issue. Let me go get an extra bucket of lava. Oh, I forgot to introduce you to my friend, by the way. Say hello to Winston. I forgot to bring him up. Yeah, I caught him during a stream. He was wearing a full set of gold armor. Thought I'd keep him. Haven't done anything with him yet. All right. Anyway, I'll be Nether portal. I'll be right back. Okay. So I guess a little word of advice if you're going to be copying the system, don't just put a bucket of lava in the cauldron. Instead, try to give it... Oh, don't do that either. Do I have another bucket of water? I sure don't. Don't do that either. Okay, setting yourself on fire is ill-advised. Well, I was hoping I could just dump it in. Is this... Am I going to go out on time? Okay, there we go. Woo! I was hoping that would work, but apparently it doesn't. But you know what? At this point, I'm committed. We're just going to do it again. Because either way, it should fill one of those. So come on. Yep, there it goes. Slurp it out. And then it'll go into here. I also clicked on this with the wrench. I forgot to do that, and that makes it visible, which is very nice. And now, I think you might have heard, but yeah, there we go. So now we have this. And it doesn't spread because of how it's because of the fact that it's placed with the hose pulley. But look how much lava's already going in. Look at that. So this will drip into this cauldron. We'll eventually create a new lava source, and then that'll get sucked up into there, rinse and repeat. It'll constantly go. Eventually it'll move over onto this side and do the same thing. It'll get little by little. And then once both sides are going, then it's going to really kick off, and it's going to be a great time. This is not attached to that side. Each half of this facility is its own separate bit, so they're not going to be connected in that regard. So I am going to have to get some lava into these as well, but really, once I have an extra bit in here, then I'm probably just going to pick it up over there so I don't have to keep running back and forth in the nether. But yes, this is how I'm going to be creating constant lava power, and I'm very excited. Oh, and I just saw on the mini-map, actually, you can kind of gauge where the lava levels are, because it'll show a little orange dot. That's pretty cool. Okay, it's been, I think, a couple days at this point. I got a little busy doing some other stuff. You see in the background, I had to increase the size of my increasingly ugly windmill back there. It's max size now, so it can't get any bigger. It can't get any faster. That's where it's sitting. And it's still not quite enough, actually, for what I'm about to be doing. But that should be okay, because I'm going to be getting this on slowly but surely. But you should notice a couple more changes have been added. I did some creative work and figured out how to get things running, like figuring out that I needed an extra mechanical pump to get this all the way across, because what I had just from under this was not enough in order for it to go around this and under here. I've added some encased shafts in the floor because of what's going to be coming next. And the lava is going quite well. Rob actually stopped by because I mentioned what I was up to, and he just came by with a bunch of lava and just started dumping it in. So that was very kind of him. I appreciate it. This tank has over 400 buckets of lava stored away. This one started off a little bit slower. It's at 375, but we should have more than enough to at least get this started, and so I would like to do that. I have been intentionally not running all of this just yet, but let's get this going. Hopefully this is going to be fast enough. So we should see, yep, there goes the lava. Let me run and plug this one in as well. Boop, there we go. Oh, that's not right. Where's the hole? Where's the hole? There we go. There we go. All right, so now we have the lava going in there, and check that out. The blaze burners are active. Oh, that's so much fun. And the other side should be kicking on. Yep, there we go. And I do love having the lava visible so that we can see exactly what's happening. Each one of these can hold 4 buckets of lava. Considering I have like 400 in each tank, that should be fine. And this will slowly make its way over into this side as well. And as long as I didn't mess up the pipe on the inside here, which I'm kind of starting to wonder if I did. Do I have casing? I do. Here, let's take a peek. If I do that... No? It's just not kicking on yet. It's just not kicking on yet. We'll give that some time and see how that goes, but I'm a little suspicious of that. But we'll get around to it. But yes, these are now almost all lit. At least on the first ones, and then the second ones should eventually get themselves going whenever they have enough. I'm a little concerned about that one. But this section right here is actually going to be for water, and that's where my power problem comes into play. So take a look at these. These are my water suction drives. I don't really know what to call them exactly. They're water extractors. essentially. Oh, I don't have a torch. So once I get this hooked up, I currently have these unplugged so that way they don't consume any power. Each one of these, at the speed that it's running at, because I had to increase their speed a little bit, will run at 512 stress units a piece. So that's going to be over 2,000 per water extractor. So I need over 8,000 stress units, and I just don't have that available yet. So I'm only going to be able to turn on one of these at a time, but once that's on, it should become all self-sufficient from there. But I need to actually... These still aren't kicking on. I need to actually make sure that that runs properly. And by runs properly, I mean runs at all. So what that requires is some gold sheets, some blocks of copper, and some andesite alloy. And that creates steam engines. And I'm making 32 of them to start with, and I know that's a bit expensive, but that's just how we're starting. And I'm going to put one there, 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 and do the same on this side. And eventually, every one of these is going to have a few steam engines attached. Once you have the steam engine, you're going to want to attach a casing, or not a casing, a shaft. And it does depend where you're looking, kind of like with logs. If you see the little highlight just right there, if I'm looking at more of the side, it's a horizontal. If I look more vertical, then it's, well, vertical. And there you go. That's how I want it. I want this side to be vertical. And it'll place with a block in between. Let me just not stand on that brazier. With a block in between, like so. Ooh, and that placed horizontal. I don't want that, so I'm going to change that real quick. Come on. Give me the spot. There you go. Cool. And I want all of these to run together. So I'm going to run that like that, and that like that, and then drive this straight down into these encased shafts that were already here. And I'm going to do the exact same on this side. And I'm wanting to show how all of this works because I recognize not everybody has a lot of experience with this mod, and so you might not understand what's going on here. So essentially, what's going to happen is I'm going to start pumping water into this guy, right? So it has all the heat from the blaze burners, and then once I have water in here, then it will start boiling that water and creating steam, and that steam is what powers this. Now, you don't actually use steam as its own source of anything. That's just not quite how it runs. That isn't powering. Is it the same on the other side? What's going on over here? Yeah, something's seeming to be off. Here, I didn't quite test this before, did I? What's going on? Why aren't you running? Is it something like right here? No? Because it's running through here. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. I think that's what was up. Something was just stuck. Probably didn't have a casing placed properly. Unless they all just kicked on all sides. They actually all just kicked on all sides. That's weird. I'll take it, though. That's fantastic. All of these are now running. That's very good. And if I look right here, yeah. So look, if you see size and heat, those are the exact same numbers. That's what we want. Water is currently in the red because we haven't kicked that on yet. So I need to remember we're on this side. So I need to turn on this one right here. So this is set up very specifically. So I will uncover the copper casing so you can see what's going on. I intentionally left a pipe missing right here because I found that when this pipe is here, it's having to consider water flowing through this area, and it actually slows down how much water gets transferred. So by removing that, it got me the exact amount that I needed, and then I just have the copper casing in it to make it look a little bit nicer. And I left this section empty because I think it, well, looked a little bit nicer. All right, so this is the one that I want to connect, so I'm going to hit this guy, and then this guy, and then that's going to run in. You see all the water flow through? And then it should, boof, it just shoots all of that through. Ta-da! The powerhouse. So yeah, this is 5 pipes being powered by 4 pumps, and that actually works perfectly. And you can already hear it running. Look at this. Look at this. Perfect amount of water to match the size and the heat. It is fantastic. This is currently producing 147,456 stress units via 4 engines. And I can, of course, change that up because each one of these can only produce 16,384 a piece. And I'm using 4 of them, which means I'm outputting about 65,000, which means I can put down another 4 and be just fine, which I do plan on doing. But you'll see these are all running into these two guys right here. And what I'm wanting to do is actually connect all of these to power. And I'm not entirely sure how I want to... how I want to go about this. Let's see. So I'm going to hit this guy. And then run that over here. And now all of these are running. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with this. And with this. And this is supposed to sort of contain all of it. Did I bring any chain drives? I sure did. Look at me. I'm kind of prepared. So I'm going to run these chain drives together. Whoops, not like you. Come on. There you go. Like that. And now they're all running all together. And the last thing I want to try, and I don't know if this is going to work, because I can't run it like that. If I do... Oh, do I not have... I don't have a gearbox. No, I don't have a gearbox. That's all right. There are ways to make this happen. Matter of fact, how about I do it like this? Just for now, I'll probably change this up. I just want the thing to be functional at the moment. This makes it too high. That makes it too low. So then let's do this, this, and then put that there. There we go. And now if I run all of this together... Oh, that's going to change the speed of things, though, isn't it? Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, hold on. Let me be smarter about this. I'll be back. Let me go get some pieces so that I can make this all run at the same speed. One sec. Okay, I think I've got it. So what I'm doing is I used a speedometer, which is a very helpful piece. So if I check this is rotating at 64 RPM, which, by the way, you're going to want to have goggles on in order to be able to see this. So that's running at 64 RPM. And I noticed that when running this is also running at 64 RPM. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this guy here, oh, not like you, like that. And so chain drives can do this weird thing where they can go like that. They can change their orientation a smidge, and this is now perfectly lined up with that belt. So I'm gonna run this thing there. Perfect. Okay, and so now, whoops, this is now running at the exact same speed, 64 RPM, and that attached to the rest of our... Well, I was gonna call it a power grid, but I think you know what I mean. So this little connector attaches all of this together, which I know is a little bit weird, but it works. And so if I do that, there we go, that's all connected. And so at this point, because of the amount of power that I'm inputting from this, yeah, let me run over here because I have a stressometer, which I probably should have made an extra of. Yeah, this guy right here. Look at that. Remaining versus how much it has, 65,000 versus 75,000. I'm not sure why it's showing max capacity. That looks a little strange. Let me put that back on. There we go. That's better. The visuals was just a little bit bugged. So now I have over 65,000 remaining, which is pretty insane. So at this point, I should have more than enough available power. Oh, hello there. In order to get the rest of these turned on. For example, right now this guy isn't running. It only looks like it's running because these are all put together. See how these are spinning too? Yeah, so I'm going to come down here, grab this shaft, attach, and there goes the water. Zoop. Beautiful. And so now that's going to be kicking on as well. I keep losing where the exit is. Here we go. It's getting a little cramped down there. I need to make like an official exit. All right, there we go. So this is going to be the exact same thing. Level 9 size, water and heat. So that's producing even more power. And you know what? Here, let me change the the speedometer into a stressometer because that's super convenient to be able to do. And let's put down. Do I have a spot? Yeah, let's put it right here because it has to be horizontal. There we go. Now I have 129,000 out of 140,000. So absolutely insane amounts of stress units, and the rest of these will kick on all the same. So same deal with the steam engines. I just attach more. Whoops. There we go. And I could technically put all of these running horizontal. Like I could make it to where there's 8, for example. Like I could just, they don't have to be separated like that. I could just keep doing this. I'm only keeping them separated because of visuals. That's it. I might end up changing them around a little bit as I go. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have a set plan with that just yet. But by just running all of these together as well, and just connecting these like so, then I can go ahead and run downstairs and kick on even more water power to have all of this running. So this was my whole plan when it comes to the Blazing Powerhouse, and I think you now understand why I've been calling it that with the amount of lava. Now I am a little concerned about the lava. In creative, I was producing more than enough with this exact setup, but it also felt like I was making more lava than I am now that I'm in survival. So this might have been just how much it took to get everything up and running, and now it's just kind of a matter of upkeep. And if that's the case, we're fine. If it's not the case, then fear. I might not end up having enough lava power, so we will see. There goes some more water getting slurped, and then over here, same deal, water getting slurped. And it's gone. Amazing. Okay, so all of these are now running. Well, this one's actually just going to be filling with water needlessly until I attach the steam engines. So I'm going to find a way to attach all of these together, and we'll be good to go. So I hope this is at least somewhat educational or some sort of informational assistance. I don't know. This is power, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. Actually, give me just a sec. Let me get this all hooked up together and have all of these running at once. I want to see just how much power I can crank out of this. Just a sec. And there we go. That is every single boiler all hooked up, all fully operational, and I'm very happy with it. So on a level 9 boiler, you can use 9 engines at max to get the entire 147,456 stress units out of it. With 8 of these all running together, I had it off to the side, I have a total of 1,179,684 stress units available, and I can show that with my stressometer over here, if I plug that in, and this includes that stuff over there. I have a total of 1,189,440 stress units. 1.17 million of that is still available. So, I have more stress units than I will probably ever need, housed from this building, and I'm very happy with it. I actually had to go go mining for more gold because I needed 70 steam engines, which I was not expecting. I only made 32 at first, but I didn't do the math. But yeah, this is how I have all this stuff running together. I used a lot of belts. Well, I say a lot. I used like 6. I used 6 belts. I used a couple gearboxes to get them all hooked up together. This seemed to be the best way for me to get around all of this, and they all had to be kind of like crisscrossed a little bit in order for it all to go at the same speed. Hopefully this isn't too loud, but can I squeeze through? Yep, there we go. Yeah, all of it is running down into this little section here where they all run together, and this right here is essentially the final output, where if I wanted to, I could just stick it there. But yeah, I'm using 1% of all available stress units, which is very cool. And at this point, I can kind of just do whatever I want. And I'm thinking it should be about time for me to start getting into a more create-based factory. I know I have the area downstairs in the basement, but that still needs to get fixed up. There's currently a bug with the doors that I need to fix up. There was a comment on the last video that recommended that instead of using sequence gear shifts, I use standard gear shifts and toggle latches, which technically worked, but then it also made it to where if I press the button to go up or down, it opens all of the doors or closes all of the doors, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to have to go back and fix all that. This stuff right here, I'm probably going to have to move, and we'll put down in that factory. I'll probably do that off camera. And then from there, I think I'm going to kind of expand sideways a bit, I think, and try to figure out how to do cobble generation into a lot of stuff, because cobblestone can create an absolute disgusting amount of things. You can make iron, you can make gold, you can make soul sand, you can make quartz, you can make andesite, you can make lava. It's so much. And because I have all these stress units available, I can pretty much just do whatever I want. Hell, I can make a transportation system out of belts if I wanted to, but that doesn't really even take that much energy. I think we lost our... Oh wait, there he is. I think. Sir? Hi. He's selling a stonecutter. By the way, Tetra got added into this pack in the most recent update. So I might remake some of my tools. I'm not sure how that works with Botania. But I don't have scrap metal for this, but this seems pretty cool, so I'm going to be on the lookout for stuff like this. But yeah, Tetra got added, so it's kind of a Tinker's Construct tool replacement. You can kind of mix and match stuff. It's kind of neat. But we'll worry about that another time. This is exciting to me. I have finally completed my Blazing Powerhouse, as I've been talking about for a while. Got my infinite lava, and this does seem to be holding. I'm up to 263 buckets on this side, and 300 on this side. So it does appear to be holding as far as lava production. I think this is kind of the max that I can use for each pool. But yes, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to discuss this sort of stuff with you. If you're not already, feel free to join the Discord. There is also a link in the description for that, as well as a link to my Twitter if you want to follow me there. All the different things. I would love to talk with you all about future plans and all that stuff. But yes, I will see you all later on. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, I will see you in episode 6. Bye-bye.